to Too Many Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle. Every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock Dead P. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. Too Many Hats podcast. Top morning to you, my good people. Happy Friday. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, man. It's your host with the most, Tony Mays. It's Freestyle Friday. It's Freestyle Friday, man. And today, man, we get to talk about whatever you want to talk about. I don't care what it is. We're going to talk about it. You just may want to get something off your chest. You may just want to shout out somebody. Whatever it is, man, it's your opportunity to do it on today because it's Freestyle Friday. Man, I was I was actually kind of looking through Facebook yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday. And so now they're saying that Mr. Kirk, who was unalived at an event on a college campus. They're saying now that said they had a guy, an older gentleman, looked like in custody, and I thought was the actual shooter. But now they're saying that it was another shooter. It was a younger looking dude, and they got pictures of him jumping off a video of him jumping off a building and running and with what appeared to be a shotgun or a rifle or something. Not a shotgun, but a rifle in his arms, in his hands. And he scaled down a two and a half story building. It ran, so he definitely did something. I don't know if he was the actual shooter or not, but he definitely was part of it, or he did something. And so they're looking for this young supposedly young man. Now they said he dressed like a young person or tried to blend in with the young college students, I guess, so he wasn't bringing any awareness to himself. But that's just weird, man. And so speaking of Mr. Kirk, let me just say this, man. I don't wish or condone any bad to anybody that has a difference of opinion from me. People are entitled to whatever their belief is, or their freedom of speech and all of that good stuff. And just because I don't maybe agree with what he says or everything he says or anybody else, that does not give me the right to take their life. That man was a husband, he was a father, he was somebody's son, somebody uncle, somebody cousin, somebody nephew, and so somebody business partner, maybe whoever. But I don't think it. And then it wasn't the fact that somebody did it, but like I'm looking at all the comments, how people are just like bashing the dude, talking bad about the dude. I mean, the dude just lost his life. And so I don't really like that's hatred on a whole nother level. And it's the same. It's no different than me when somebody posts something and we go down on their post and just they try maybe post a picture of themselves or a video, and then we just go down there and just say all kinds of nasty stuff, man. That's just pure hatred in my opinion. And that's just the worst form of human being to me. There's a person that can take joy in somebody being unalived. That would be the equivalent to something happened to somebody I know, and then somebody get on the post, they deserved everything they got, and blah, blah. Even as it relates to people committing crimes like these kids committing crimes, right? And then they may get injured or unalived in the process, and then people in there, they got what they deserve. They should have been. It was still somebody's child. Yeah, they was out there doing wrong, but it was still somebody's child. So I'm not gonna ever wish that kind of, because people make mistakes. And what if one of my children made a mistake and got out there and did something crazy, or just driving crazy? I've talked about one time. Good morning, brother. I talked about one
So,
time. Little Tony got caught up with driving when he had that scat pack, driving all crazy through the city, running from the police and all that stuff. Man, he could have very well unalived himself, unalived a whole bunch of people in the process, acting a fool. And I wouldn't have wanted nobody, if he had have done that, to get in the comment talking about he got what he deserved and all that. Cause that was regardless, it would have been my son. You see what I'm saying? So I just think people who do that, man, you know, they just ain't using no kind of brain cells when they do it. Good morning, Phyllis. They're not using any kind of brain cells to wish or to gloat and take you know uh see it as a funny thing when somebody gets unalive. I just, it's hilarious to me. It's not hilarious. It's actually appalling to me. And there's
they
no.
they're gonna drive the narrative either way it go because I saw a post last night when I get ready to lay down. They said they unalive Martin, they unalive Malcolm, they unalive Medgar Evans. So and I get that, but it's always a narrative being pushed behind the scenes the way it go. Because
Well, it ain't even that to me, Lavelle. It's just that the people I'm talking about now, like the people who gloat or just make fun when somebody get unalive. Like that's a funny thing. You know, this man got a wife and kids. He's probably somebody's son, somebody, you know what I'm saying? And then somebody on there, he got what he deserved. He always trying to defeat somebody. So he deserved to die.
hey,
Did Martin deserve to die? Because he was standing up for, come on, man. It's But you would had some people, if social media would have been prevalent back in that day when Martin got assassinated, or JFK, or any one of Malcolm, it would have been people in the comments saying they got what they deserved. And it's just mean, hateful people in the world, bro. And to me, man, that's just the worst kind of individual to me, bro. And that's just my personal
and it's happening on both sides.
opinion.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
happening on both sides.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
I
because
just
it
don't like the
wasn't
whole.
it wasn't a black person or a Spanish person from what I looked from the suspect. It looked like uh, a younger white gentleman.
Mm-hmm. Supposedly, they already got them.
I don't know, but they've been putting them all. The FBI and everybody been putting them all over the papers. So you know, so I don't know if they got them or not. But
No, just this news just literally when I'm getting on the pod.
okay, yeah. So it's just sad that how people just look at situations like that. Good morning, Zoe. They look at situations like that and just kind of I don't know, man. I just don't understand it. It's the same when I see people fighting, somebody get jumped, people be in the comments laughing. That boy got whooped. I'm like, people have no like regard for humanity or life or nothing. It's just like,
Now, the irony behind him getting murdered like he did is crazy to me. On it being alive, I'm sorry.
and,
Uh, you
and
know,
if you listen to the statement he had just made, where he was
yeah,
asking like about murders, he's like, you mean between black gangs? And so he put the mic down. It was fuck, you
said
know,
violence. He said violence. It was rap.
man.
Yeah,
But
and then the statement he made about I believe that it should be somebody that gets unalive just so you can uphold your Second Amendment. I'm like, "Ooh, that don't even make any sense, but
yeah,
it's just amazing, that he got unalive like he did, man. Like you said, I don't wish nothing on bad on nobody, but you got to be careful, man.
yeah. I think the way he was moving, and it's like even like with Justin. When you talk about Justin. What's our little young guy named Justin? What's his last name?
Which about
Tennessee represent Justin. What's his last name?
Justin Pearson.
Afro Pearson.
Justin Pearson, yeah.
You know, cause he'll get up there and he's radical in his approach, and he sometimes and he gets up there and speaks from the heart. And you know, there were people in the comments saying protect this guy at all costs, and I know what they're saying. You know, protect him at all costs because people will come for you. You know,
Mhm.
Phyllis said we love our family, and it's not based on what they do or say. Yeah, man, it shouldn't be like whether or not somebody unalive is somebody make a joke about that person being unalive. That's not that ain't cool to me, bro. It really ain't. You know, and
Mhm.
I think that's a different level of hatred, man. When you gloat or take uh it's just a happy moment for you when somebody's unalive. Just because you didn't agree with necessarily how they live their life or how they things they said. Uh
Mhm.
that would be equivalent to me to maybe Charleston White, somebody taking Charleston White out because he did too radical, he talked too much. Man, he's still somebody's hub, somebody's dad, somebody. No, bro, no, I don't care. Like we shouldn't be judge and jury.
Mhm.
Marcus said, I may not agree with whoever or whatever, but who I am and I can, but who am I to condemn someone to be unalive? Exactly. We all know God sees and knows all. Right.
But
Well,
the thing that we do also have to remember when you put yourself on a platform like that, and you're moving like you move, you got to know somewhere in the back of your mind and in your spirit that those consequences are what they are.
yeah.
When
Well,
you just
I
got to
think
know that, you know what I'm saying?
I
And like you
think
said,
he was because he was an avid Christian. Um,
mhm,
and he spoke uh his Christian values. He talked about his Christian values and stuff a lot. And he talked about and he stood on some of those principles. When you talked about people identifying as males identified as females and vice versa, he stood against that because he was like, God made you this way. Who are you to change who God made? So he was a strong advocate, against stuff like that. And he did have security, but I still think he felt like I'm not really um I don't know, I guess in the back of his mind, he felt like he wasn't like a target. He just felt like I'm just out here just speaking. I'm not like harming nobody. I'm just and and he felt like he was doing what he was doing. And I think that's probably why he had security there, you know.
mhm,
Clearly, I don't know if you saw the scenes where right before he got shot, it was two men standing behind him, kind of like where they was making little gestures.
I ain't see that.
Yes, it's going viral. One guy tipped his hat like this and did something to his ear, and then the other guy did something with his arm, and then pow.
I didn't see that, but I said that. I said, man,
Bro,
this dude was
oh,
playing
let
now.
me find the video. Let me find the
Man,
video.
dude, don't do me like this.
Now I don't know. I don't know, because I don't know what them gestures and all that was about. But some even suggest that it may have been more than one shooter for two guys to be sending signals that and they said that these dudes was supposedly his security.
Wow. I said it. I just didn't know it. You know what I mean? So wow.
Yep.
Uh-oh. What Damon say? Uh, no one deserves to die for living their truth, whether we agree with the truth or not. At least he was open about the truth instead of playing in people's faces like most of us
Mm-hmm.
do. Uh,
Yep.
yep, while living a lie. You're right about it, Doc.
What's his first name? What his name? Christian Kirk?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Kirk? Is it
No,
Christian Kirk?
his last name Kirk. You know.
What's his first name?
Hold on, let me tell you. It's all over the news.
Yeah, oh
Charlie
shit.
Kirk.
Huh?
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie. Yeah, I knew some Charlie. Okay. Uh Yeah, but it's crazy like um how people just do this, man. It is. Yeah, people on that time out it was fake. Man, that dude got a hole in his neck, bro.
Uh, they
Ain't
won't fake.
fake about that.
It's just I don't know, bro. It's just uh. And then they said the gentleman who supposedly did it left the weapon on the scene. I'm like, come on, ain't no.
No, cause he jumped off the building and he was running with something in his hand. It looked like a rifle. Oh,
Then they
here you
got
go.
a but they got a picture of the rifle supposedly because they said they retrieved the murder weapon and this is what it was. I'm like, okay, maybe not. Anyway, it's
That's
some
why I think it was more than one. I think it was. Hold on,
it's a dead fish on the line, Doc.
hold on. Okay, there you go. Uh,
Joseph Jones.
so I want to show y'all, and then y'all just tell me what y'all think about this, cause this could be nothing, and I just thought it was weird that for them to be making those actual you know scenes, then all of a sudden, bow, he gone, and I'm like,
Roddy said he
that,
lived in the wooded area.
huh?
Roddy said he lived in the wooded area.
Oh yeah, cause I told he was running with it. All right, let me see if this works. Yeah, listen, how ironic that people are getting fired for stating their opinion and not having sympathy, but yet he spoke his truth. I'm confused.
You know that part right there. I'm kind of yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't agree with that because I mean, if you can speak, you can speak, but then again, you gotta understand who you work for, right?
Yeah.
Um, if you work for a company that clearly has a lot of them have social media that you can't be on social media saying stuff, you can't be on there talking about your political views and all that stuff. And then some people be like, "This is my personal life." Get on, there, and then it gets back. You've
Nah.
already violated that because a lot of people have social media policies. So don't go work for that company. If you know they got a social media policy.
When you take that job and sign that paperwork, you better be reading it. You ain't just sign on paperwork, sign on paperwork. And
Nah.
depending on where you live at, they got you live in the Edward Fire State anyway, so you always damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yep.
How many mass shooters there have been
Look at that.
in
And he
America
got look
over
what he
the
just
last
did.
10
Watch
years?
this.
Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
Right behind him. And then it was Powell.
Oh yeah, that was something that
Look,
yeah.
look at this again. Y'all tell me now. I could be wrong.
Do you know how many mass shooters
Go
there
to the
have
first
been
one.
in America over the last 10 years?
Go to the second.
Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
That's going on right before he got on
Right.
the line.
So when he said, "Are you saying something about gang violence?" He dropped the mic. Then it was Powell.
Wow.
He got shot instantly right after he said what he said. So I don't know. I don't know. That looked weird to me. That looked really freaking weird to me. I could be wrong.
That's suspect, Doc. Every day last week.
Latangela said the world is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Yeah. Well, you know.
Mm,
Joseph said, but what also gets me is you can say what you want about the president, but CK,
you can't.
you can't. That's backwards to me. Yeah. So they saying you can say what you want to say about the president, but you can't say anything about Charlie Kirk. That's backwards. Report, Rodney said the report is that he saw this morning said they tracked him going from the building he climbed down from, crossing the street and going into a wooded area. They also got his palm and fingerprints impression from the building. Wow.
So this is supposed to have been a regular civilian, just supposedly I don't know, Doc. It's
I was confused because right when it happened, they had an older gentleman that had like a blue shirt or something on the ground on his knee, and then they picked him up and carried him away. Maybe he was a protester or something. I don't know.
They said he screamed out, "I'll do it again," something like that, and they stormed him.
Oh, but he didn't have nothing on him, so they
No,
probably had to release him. They gonna probably charge you with something though. They'll figure out a way to charge you with something.
I don't know. It's
I
you know,
still think it was
when stuff like this,
multiple
it's
people
just when
involved.
stuff like this happening like this, there's always something brewing in the background.
And the dude may have been a distraction, so the other dude can get away.
Yeah, that's how it normally is. That's the same thing it was with when MLK got murdered. Unalive, brother.
He did tell he looked just like he was the one with the watch the first one. Watch the dude in the white hat. Watch him.
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been
His hat
in
and he did something with
America
his
over
face.
the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence?
And he holding
Great.
his phone.
Hit his arm, and then right after that he got shot.
And he holding his phone.
Like I'm videoing you. This happened.
Yeah,
Boy,
dog.
it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
It's one of they got this one of they don't have them in custody, dog.
I'm not a. This is going viral, so I don't know if somebody gonna look into it, but it's definitely going viral. I'm not one that. I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist type person, but when some things just really present itself in my face, it's hard for me to overlook them.
He said, "Come on, Detective T Mays."
I'm not. I just somebody posted it and I saw it and I was like, that looks crazy.
Yeah, the irony of that not having nothing to do with it is second to none.
And then for him to get shot like instantly right after that, right
Yeah,
after the second dude made the arm gestures and pow. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like he gave him, we all clear. We didn't step back away from him. We all clear.
Yeah.
Because people said, well, that's crazy because they were standing directly behind him. They wasn't standing directly behind him. Look at the video. They were off to the right side of him. They wasn't standing directly behind him.
Roddy said definitely a multi-person operation. Absolutely.
I just believe it was. I believe it was multiple people involved in it, including the dude's hand signaling.
Again, I honor you for even conversing about it because I was trying to avoid it. It's just in the news.
Well, it's Freestyle Friday, and I was just really I brought it up talking about the disgust of the people in the comments, just saying he got what he deserved, and like you should never be like wishing that on nobody, man. All of this happened and HBCUs and being threatened. Yes, both of them. It is always more than one person involved in a conspiracy action. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Our government something else, bro.
Oh yeah, ain't no doubt about it.
It does not. It wouldn't surprise me if the person that took the shot is somebody they set up to take the fall, and somebody else actually took the shot. Now, the guy that they saying he probably was supposed to take the shot.
This is my theory, and I may be reaching.
Maybe I'm reading too much into it.
No. I may be reaching. This is my thought process on it because supposedly, the orange guy, he's supposed to be trying to push this narrative that he's going to be president from now on.
Yeah, that's what he's shooting for. That's why he's trying to change all of these old laws and old what you call them all these amendments, the Fifth Amendments, and he's trying to change all the different amendments and stuff so he can be president forever. He want to be a dictator. Well, he a dictator anyway.
Right. So this gentleman has been alluding to is some of his followers want him to run for president.
But he's an avid Donald Trump follower.
That don't mean nothing.
So I mean, he follows Donald Trump, and he believes when they asked him about reparations, black people getting reparations, And
If
he
he a
said
threat,
that,
if he a threat to his seat and what he's trying to operate and do,
yeah, like I said, I don't put nothing past the government, bro. I don't put nothing past.
I'm just saying that's my
It's
thought process.
it's and it could have been one of those things. It could have been that. I don't know. But clearly he was a threat. Somebody felt he was a threat to them, and I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and try to blame like the LGBTQ community. Because he, like I said, he spoke up against them like tough. You know, he spoke up against black people when they asked him about. I saw this black person said, asked him a question. This young black girl asked him about, did he believe in white privilege? And then he asked her this question, but they cut it out. They didn't keep the back and forth, the debate going, because she actually got into him a little bit. Where he mentioned that. So let me ask you a question. He said, "Can you and I do the same thing?" She said, "Yeah. If we put our mind to it, we could do." He said, "Well, that means there's no white privilege." And then they cut the video off, but it went deeper than that because she got back in him. And then
Yeah.
the black guy asked about reparations, and he said no. He said, "Why should we be paying black people reparations for something they ain't went through, but their ancestors went through?" He said, "That's just like me." He said, "So my ancestors fought on the Union side. They fought to free slavery." He said, "So why would I have to pay my tax dollars had to go and pay for something which I supported? I supported, freeing the slave. My family did. So why do I have to pay for it now?" That's what his. And I'm like, bro, you know,
I,
and
anyway,
of course the white people be, because he's speaking all they language, all them left wing
well,
purple. He's
first of
speaking.
all, may he rest in peace, young man. My thing
Yeah.
is,
Like I said, I
it's
didn't agree with a lot of stuff he said. Some stuff I totally agree with.
yeah,
And some stuff I did not agree with, but I still didn't wish him no ill will.
right. Well, first of all, young man, even on that
32
particular
years old, bro.
yeah, 31.
Oh,
On that thought process, as far as the reparations are concerned, that's what they said they was gonna do. It ain't got nothing to do with what they owe us. Is based upon what was done to us, but that's also said what they said they were gonna give to us as well. Pay up what you say. You know what I'm saying? Pay what you weigh.
it'll never happen.
I know.
It'll never happen. So I mean, like, we keep talking about it, like it's like somebody it's just gonna fall out the sky and then happen. It's not gonna happen.
No,
It's never gonna happen. So
it ain't
why
happening all these years.
I
It
ain't
never
keep
will.
talking about something? I'm moving on to the next thing. Like, what can we you know do this different. But Latangela kind of said it all. She said the world is moving exactly the way it's supposed to be.
Hmm.
When we look at everything that's going on, I mean, this was already they're spoken in the Bible. The wars, the rumors of war. Men would be lovers of their own selves. Uh, husbands against sons and daughters against mothers. All of that is happening, bro. Been happening.
Hmm.
All of that. So ain't no need of us just kind of, it does kind of, discombobulate me sometimes when I think about the stuff that's going on. I'd be like, oh, bro, this is unreal. And how people could, like, I just don't understand. Like, you got to be a heartless person to just look at somebody uh get unalive and laugh or say they got what they deserve. You got to be a person, man. You gotta. But if you was in that situation and that was your child or your brother or your daddy or your mother or your sister or your niece or whatever, how would you feel then? Would you be laughing then?
Well, I'm gonna put. I was telling Don about this other day. A friend of ours, and I ain't gonna say his name. Neither one of the individuals' names, for that matter. This dude had did something to his wife and his wife's sister. It was real foul. I'm talking about. to the point to where a dude was like, "Hey, bro, wherever you at, it's gonna be understood, and I'm gonna take care of business, bro. Like, ain't nowhere in the hell you don't say what you said and did what you did, and you just feel like you can just move like you move." So the man said, "Man, look, when you get to church Sunday morning, I'm gonna be at service waiting on your ass." And he did just that. That man said, "Man, look," man said,
That's
the
crazy.
man walked into church. The man said, Man, Jesus, 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 man, help me, Jesus, man. Jesus ain't finna help you right now, bro. You shouldn't have said what you said. We're gonna keep that same energy." And so down the line, the gentleman that he ended up, having that opportunity with ended up expiring.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Man, you see the young man passed, man. Hey, man, hey, I don't care nothing about that. Dude don't exist to me." And I'm like, "Hey, bro, some folks just, once they had it in their spirit, hey, you know, I, I think all of us in our mind and our spirit, sometime in our heart, have some feelings about folks that we just feel like, hey, if something happened to them, man, so be it."
Yeah, but I'm not gonna gloat and be yeah. I'm glad it happened to him.
Yeah,
I think not caring, not caring, not caring that it happened versus saying, "Well, I'm glad they took him out." It's different.
yeah, I can see that.
Or not having a feeling one way or the other, should I say?
Mm,
I think that's a little different. Look what Sam said. History tells us that most, if not all, public assassinations are formed within or by the government.
yep, absolutely.
Phyllis said, I heard someone explain it best. She said, I am not happy about it happened, but yet I won't shed any tears. Yeah, and that's exactly kind of the same thing I was just saying.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I ain't sad about it, but I ain't happy that somebody took him out. But again, I'm not gonna cry, shed no tears either.
Hmm.
And with him, I didn't know the man personally. I'm not gonna shed no tears about him. But I think for somebody to get out there and say he got what he deserved is ludicrous.
Ooh, Rodney, what I just thought about, somebody else said something similar to that too, Rodney.
Any attempt was made on the prayer. An attempt was made on the prayer. So I'm thinking people who are against the Second Amendment and long guns like AR-15s are doing these things to get the laws changed. Just a thought.
Yep.
I don't know. But
Now,
whoever
I will
whoever
say this,
took that shot, bro, whoever
huh?
took that shot, I can say this. Whoever took that shot
Hmm.
was a dang good shot.
Oh yeah, ain't no doubt about it. But I will say this, Tony Mays,
Dang
what
good
this
shot.
does, allude to,
So that was a professional, somebody at least been shooting. I
right?
mean,
What this does allude to is that our conversation about y'all moving out of the country is getting closer to my opportunity because this is jacked up.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, and a lot of other countries, they have some of them have their issues, especially around elections time when they're elections.
Hmm.
Because even we went to synagogue, we went to synagogue, we had a good time. It was wasn't no mess going on. But a couple of months before we got there, they were going through an election period, and they had some rioting where they kind of messed up the university a little bit. Some students messed up the riot because they didn't want the current president that was the president. They didn't want him. Well, not the current. I don't know if he's the current president now, but the guy who was president at the time. They didn't want him to be the president, and he was supposedly everybody that was running against him. He was smearing all of them to the point and trying to have them arrested so they couldn't run against him. So everybody was, was a little, but you got countries like that doing like when they had those political stands and stuff, and they had those, and they just tell like if you're a tourist or you living and you not just stay out the streets, just stay in until that has passed, And as Tammy was there when it happened, she said they even told her not even attempt to come into the school. They just closed the school for a couple of days. It was over, and it's told her stay in the house, stay in her apartment, and so it happens like that in different places, man. So but it not to the point like here, like it's just it's always some underhanded something going on here. Um, Carolyn said, I have a question. Are the National Guard coming to Memphis? They asked
Uh,
president. They asked the president that. They asked the president, and he's according to him, he said that it was based on his reports. Memphis was the most dangerous. Was the number one murder capital in the world in the U.S.
Based upon reports this morning, he did say on Fox News that they will be coming.
So that's what they say. So now that's a whole nother thing because if they activate the guard and send the guard here, I can tell you military has no that's they answer to a whole different type of resolve.
But my thing is this. And somebody asked a question a couple of months when they first said they was coming. Bro, the National Guard coming to any city for their guard makes no sense to me because it's not the crime so much of what they're doing. It's when they get arrested and they go to jail. It's the laws. If the laws don't change, it don't make no difference. They coming to do what? What y'all coming to do?
Man, gonna bully everybody. I don't know if y'all ever saw the movie where they was looking for.
We got
I
our
want
brother
to say,
coming on stage, Doc.
huh?
Our brother
Oh, here
coming
we
on
go. Here
stage.
you go. Here you go. Welcome. Turn your phone
Vertical.
landscape way.
What's up?
There you go.
Hey,
There you
Paw Paw. Pastor Paw Paw.
Good morning. Good morning.
go. And so I wanted you like yesterday. I wanted you to come on because we was talking about the things we was talking about.
Personality.
Yeah, the personality traits and stuff. But today, when I look at you just said let me go back to your comment that you made, and it makes a lot of sense. You said history tells us that most, if not all, public assassinations are formed within or by the government. Now, you got the platform now to elaborate a little more because I most certainly agree with that.
Well, when we look at situations like this, it's always a distraction, and that distraction comes from without, not from within. And when we history tells us that when we have assassinations, especially of this right here caliber, that it's government aided or government funded or government intended, and it's intended to distract us from a greater cause.
A greater
Um,
cause. Yep. Yep.
Abraham Lincoln was assassinated uh, because of what they were trying to do after the ending of slavery.
Hmm.
Um, you have uh,
JFK.
JFK being assassinated for what he was doing after affirmative action, and even the attempt of the assassination on Ronald Reagan, some of his policies that he were putting in place that were anti people that look like us. He was changing his thought pattern, and when he changed that thought pattern, then all of a sudden you saw John Hinckley. So when you look at all these things, you have to put it in perspective of what is going on right now that we're missing.
Right.
Um, everyone talks about the Epstein files, but then Lavelle, you hit on it. He's trying to stay in office.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yep.
So what's the greater gain, or for someone that doesn't look like us? Now, even after what was going on, what was amazing to me, what I wake up to listening to social media this morning, is it was performed by a white man against a white man. But HBCU CUs are being attacked, threatened this morning.
Mm.
What did we have to do with any of this?
Nothing.
Exactly.
That's just something so they can say we gonna get back. And what you getting back at us for? We ain't did nothing. It wasn't us that pulled the trigger. He didn't even look like us.
But all of that is a distraction. What are we being distracted from? Because we look at what's happening and not look at what's going on behind the scenes. And
That,
and
Mm-hmm.
and,
that's
and
this is why I love Jasmine Crockett, man. Woo, I love me some Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett has often said the American people, y'all don't need to get distracted by all this other mess. There's something greater he's trying to do. She said, and she mentioned the same thing. He wants to stay in office forever,
Mm-hmm.
like he's a king or something. He want to stay in forever. And so anything that he can do, all these other little side distractions, you know, and Lavelle, I didn't even know that. I didn't know what you said about Kirk, about Charlie Kirk wanting to potentially may end up being a presidential candidate.
Oh yeah.
Well, if that's the case, he has a great following. People love him. People like him.
It's the
Yeah,
folks. It's the folks finna give it a ride for him. Hey, this ain't
yeah,
over.
yeah.
This ain't over.
So that could very well. And them dudes that was giving them signals, them was white dudes.
Yeah.
hey, in a state there's only 1.6 black, so you know that has very little, if anything, to do with people that look like you and I.
Yeah, nothing to
Mhm.
do with us. Let me get to these questions. Carolyn said, I'm coming home the 22nd through the 30th. Monica said, question, what's up with all these motorcycle police in Whitehaven? Man, they all over. The state troopers all over Whitehaven. Y'all be careful out there. They out there on the motorcycles and they hiding in the mall lots and everywhere, and they are pulling people over. So be careful.
Mm.
Uh, Rodney said, I haven't heard of any YN making videos talking trash about the National Guard though in Memphis. They talking a lot in Chicago. Man, I'm telling you, they don't want them problems, bro. The military is different, bro. They have a different resolve than police.
Yep.
We know that factually.
They got a totally different resolve, bro. They will. If y'all looked at the movie, I'm telling y'all, if y'all looked at the movie, what's the movie with Denzel? I'm trying to think of what's the lady name, the white lady. Well, anyway, they were trying to find a sale, and one of the guys that was working on their team was
Informant.
a Asian Indian, and his family lived in the city because he was a part of the FBI team or whatever. They was looking for this sale. And so they end up getting, I think Bruce Willis was in the movie. They went in, they end up declaring martial law. And they
Right.
went back and they went through all the neighborhoods. And they gathered up even this dude's family. And he couldn't do nothing. He's an FBI, he couldn't do nothing. They took his family and put him in all of these little camps. And they was torturing people. Bruce Willis them was torturing people. The military straight torturing people, innocent people who ain't got nothing to do with nothing, trying to get people to talk. So I ain't gonna say that the military will come to Memphis and be that extreme, but I can tell you they have a different resolve.
But this the other thing though that these folks don't understand is once you get a rap sheet or once you get a record, they got your social security number. They know how you move and what you're doing, where you at,
It's
what's
more than
going on.
bro.
So
It go way beyond social security numbers. Man, these boys got these eyes in the sky, all these satellites and the camera they can use. They can log into your cell phone. You walking in and spy on somebody else. You
enemy
walking
of,
by.
it's the enemy of the state. That's what this is.
Man, I'm telling you, if y'all think they ain't listening in on y'all conversation, let me go back to what Rodney said. Rodney said that's what Obama did while we were distracted. He signed a lot of White House bills that came out later.
Mm.
Marcus said, hey, special guest Clark, Tony and Vale stretched the screen out some. His head. She got jokes this morning.
That's what I would love. That's what I would laugh at.
She said, love you, Pastor. Rodney said there was a conspiracy on the movie Civil War. I saw that one too, that they were trying to create wartime to hold off presidential elections.
Hey, Monica, you got to go back to church, Sonnet, and he got the microphones though. I'm just trying to remind you.
Right. And he will say something. He will say something. So I really hate, yeah, I don't hate it, but I really I don't like the fact that we spent all this time talking about Charlie Kirk. But I think this is relevant because I don't want us to be so distracted and looking till we forget or we miss out on what's truly going on out here.
Mm-hmm.
And when we start to get caught up in these things, because this right here, bro, this just seems orchestrated.
How many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
So the first one, he did a sign with his hat thing, and then he took his phone up. The second
Tony,
one,
Tony, I was watching that, and the first thing that came to mind, I went Somo to be.
the who?
Somo to be.
Mm.
And I saw that, and I was like, wow. And even if it's not within that organization, it's an organization very close to it.
Skull and Bones.
It's
I, I'm
bro.
it,
I just believe it's tied to our government some kind of way. That's just my take.
but all what I'm say it is.
Mhm.
The thing about it is, it's a book that was this old book. I forget the gentleman who wrote the book, but it's called Pawns in the Game. And when you
Mm.
understand what you're dealing with, when you're dealing with the government, bro, this is age old. This ain't nothing new. This how they've been moving. They got all these secret societies that they move in and how they operate. And it's just what this is. Dude or said something to one of these folks' children. I said something to one of these folks' relatives. It's one of these debates, and he don't move the wrong way, and that's all that was. And you can't.
I think it's deeper than that. I think it's deeper. I think it's really deeper, and I think it's so deep to it's just a deep distraction.
Yeah.
But you also gotta remember, all of these people that are in limelight as he was are no more than what avails their pawns.
Mm-hmm.
There's a greater work behind. You got to remember, if you're playing chess, someone is moving the pawn.
Mm-hmm.
There's an orchestrator.
Mm-hmm.
So and a lot of these things. Who was Charlie Kirk? A dropout from a no name college. Who was Charlie Kirk? Someone who had become an empirical voice for those who are like-minded to what he was speaking. But who was he in the greater scheme of all of that? I'm like, this man, in a matter of just a couple of years, became a millionaire with no skill. He
Man,
had no skill set.
man,
All he went out and spewed what they wanted him to say.
me and Monica just watched a movie the other night. And it was the weird. Me and Monica was like, that was the weirdest movie. But when you start looking at it, it was like this. It was like you looking at something else, but it's really something deeper going on. And this guy that was what's the name of that movie we just watched? Because I can't remember if we watched it on Prime, because we be dipping back and forth between Prime and Netflix. I just went to Netflix to see if I can see it on Netflix. We go back and forth between Prime and Netflix watching movies.
She said 1 million likes.
Not that one. I'm talking about the one where it was kind of like a mystery murder, where it wasn't really a murder mystery, but it was one of those suspense movies. Now the 1 million likes is 1 million followers. That's deep. That's different too. That's a whole different kind of. It was now I ain't talking about the 1 million followers movie. I'm talking about the other one where the husband and the wife work for this government agency, and they was trying to find out, somebody was trying to sell this weapon that was gonna kill a lot of people. And he was smart. Him and his wife were smart. And his wife was one of these people. She was just crazy about money. You could say she was money hungry. Like, and her thing was she came from, I guess, being a poor upbringing. She said, I ain't gonna never go back to that life.
Mm.
Yeah. She said it was weird, but it was. If you think about it, like if you, I wanted to tell you guys move so you can watch it, and then it'll kind of put you in the mind of kind of like what's going on now. It's so many different elements and distractions, and the people who you think that's doing it ain't the people that's doing it. It's somebody totally different.
Yeah, but here again, Tony, you got to understand. Some of these families, they move different. Some of these families are so well orchestrated. Like some of these rich families and stuff, you can't say nothing about. You can't be in no debate and say, well, such. 'Cause number one, you don't never know who they are, and they
Black
say
bag.
something, bruh. Like okay, case in point, if you ever go back and watch the interview when JFK, right before they assassinated JFK. If you go back and watch the video when he was doing his declaration, his speech, bro, you can look in the audience. You already knew something was about to happen. Them folk were looking like, oh, okay, this is what you're saying? This is what you're doing? Oh, okay. This gonna go down. I'm
Well,
telling
even
you.
if you guys ever watched the documentary about the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, um, the guy that was doing the documentary, man, he was getting so deep to the point where they went to the right there where the low rank motel, and he was like, they said the shooter was right here. You couldn't even see. Like he pointed out all those things, and so he came up with that it was multiple shooters. It was multiple people on site to shoot one person, and they set up one person that said, that he took the shot that really didn't take the shot.
But actually, MLK wasn't even unalive when he got shot. They smothered him in the hospital.
The documentary talk about a lot of stuff, boy.
Anyway,
And if some of these documentaries, like they come out, and I be like, man, like because you exposing a lot of stuff. Michael Moore after 9/11 was exposing the government. I don't even have y'all even heard from Michael Moore?
man, dude is in high, and they got him locked away, doc.
Man, you ain't heard nothing. He was making all them good documentaries, and he was, man, exposing all them
About
folks.
about the school system, about the health system, all
And
of it.
he just disappeared off the scene.
Yeah,
Shh.
that's
That's
why I'm
why I
telling
said
you now.
these
Just
folk want
it,
these
it,
folk want, or either they gave him enough money and say, man, go sit down somewhere and shut up, or we take you out. Or they even threatened to take him out or something.
that's why I'm
Go
telling
sit
you,
down.
man. This young man got too big for his britches, and with one of these debates and stuff that wasn't televised, went one of these debates or something, and he done said something to the wrong individual. One of these Italians or something. Hey, bro, these folk do not play, man.
It's hard to say. Pop said Tony is right. The technology to track people has been in place for a while. Prime example, Google World Tracking. When you put in the address, you actually see the address along with the actual longitude and latitude. So you have the coordinates for drones and weapons.
Wow.
If you
True.
think about some of this stuff, that's why I was like, when we started talking about Chat GPT the other day and just talking about uh the different stuff that AI do, man, it's scary.
Hmm.
It's I,
But
I
AI,
got I got in Chat GPT yesterday and said, hey, can you make me a book? I want you to make me a book about that I could teach in the class about traveling,
Yeah, no.
teaching and
It's, it's
traveling abroad.
it's YouTube. It's YouTube videos. I told you that. I'm gonna get ready to do me one. It's YouTube
Bro,
videos that people are
this
sharing
thing
with
that
me.
created me a 90-page book with
Yes,
chapters, everything.
yes. You got guys making books every other week with ChatGPT, putting them on Amazon Prime, getting paid from them.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
What you think about Brother Cloud? You got some on your spirit. You tilting there.
well, we're only scratching the surface of what government can do. It was years ago. I googled my address, and it had updates. I saw old cars
Hmm.
that were in the driveway,
Hmm.
different things that updates that I've done on the house, and I was like, that not only are they're tracking you, they're keeping track of you.
Correct.
So it's not like, okay, they just seeing what I'm doing today. No, they are keeping track of what you've done over the years. And that's just the improvements of my house, the upgrade of the cars that and then we get to today, and we're looking at and we're looking at sorry about it, and we're looking at all these things that are going on. Um, it behooves you to wonder what's really going on in society. Uh, you know, that has always been a government conspiracy theory out there. But when we see it aligned with technology, it just gives you a different view of what's really going on. Um,
Mm.
we were talking earlier about Charlie Kirk and how many people were applauding his death and those that were saying they're not applauding his death. I'm like, and just viewing your opinion. Here we are. We say we have a right to free speech, but then it's still got shackles on it as it regards to workplace. And I'm like, it's like, do we have the right to say what we want to? Do we not have the right
Nope.
to say what we want to? Where's the line? Is it our issues, their issues, or world issues, or whatever an issue is? So you really have to be mindful of how you say what you say when you say what you say.
I
This is
said
what I, this,
I said
this
the
is what I
right to
said.
freedom of speech is only applicable to certain people.
Right. This is what I said yesterday. I posted. I said there's the
Excuse
freedom
me one
to
second.
speak and also the freedom to speak. But also bear in mind, whoever has the power owns the freedom. The
Hmm.
Constitution is a piece of paper. It's the
Right,
hard agenda behind the paper.
right. Yeah, so I do think like when we talk about the right to freedom of free speech and all that, they say we do, but I still think it's only applicable to certain people. And if you it's like so I think like even within the realms of the government, um they hold everybody um it's we gonna allow you to say what we want, only allow you to say what we want you to say. If you get beside yourself, it to me it reminds me of the whole Puffy deal. Yeah, Puffy has some stuff going on, but Puffy been had stuff going on for years. Puffy been doing this for a long time. Why all of a sudden is it a problem now? He been doing it.
Because he got hold. Dude,
He
the man did the biggest voting drive with hip hop that ever been done, bro.
that and
This man had
when you start to hit these big money folk in their pocket, when you start to sue these big conglomerates and all that stuff who's got ties to the government that's paying out the government, they telling you, bro, we made you, we can break you.
that's it. It's all about who got the power to control, doc.
Pop said Charlie Kirk's big mistake uh was telling his followers that president should release all of the Epstein files. 2 weeks later, he's gone. We know that there are so many powerful people on that list. Woo, woo.
Oh, see, I didn't know he said that. That's a whole
Oh,
nother.
oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
That's a whole nother
Got
scenario.
time and place restrictions on free speech. Apparently, and they don't apply to us. Oh man, this has been good, bro. This has been good. Thank y'all for tuning in to Freestyle Friday, man. Thank our special guest today who graced us, Pastor Clark, Sam Clark. Appreciate you jumping on, man. We're gonna have to get you on one when we have one of these Christian spiritual debates about the church. We're gonna have to get you on in, because it's been, you know, the times now are different, man.
Yeah.
Times are different, and so we're gonna get you back on, man. We're gonna set it up in advance so you'll know you can come on in advance and talk about it. But appreciate you stopping in today, man, and chatting with us. As always, Lavelle, Lavelle always. I like sometimes Lavelle plays devil advocate very well. He maybe sometimes too well. Nah,
Well, you got what you have to understand, bro. Like at one time, when you get ask Don, bro, I literally uh used to stay up, man. I'm talking about 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, man, studying these stuff, different documentaries, different books and stuff like that. A lot of this stuff don't even I be like, okay, what's next? Because I'm already ahead of the game, so to speak, because there's so much stuff that's already somewhat recorded to happen, if that makes
Right,
any sense.
right. All right, well, we got to get out of here, man. Pastor Clark, you want to pray us out this morning?
Sure. God our Fathers, once more and again, we come to tell you thank you. We thank you, dear Lord, for everything that you're doing in our lives and everything you're showing in our lives. And we're praising you for just who you are and worship you for who you are. And we thank you for this podcast and for Tony and for Leadville and bringing up the issues of society and then keeping it on topic. We pray, the Lord, that you continue to bless their endeavors and all they put their hands to. And Lord, we thank you again as we close this week. And if we wake up in the morning, we'll be careful to give you praise. We thank you and we honor you. And this in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 And I know real quick, we haven't got the updated flyer. We're waiting on Lavelle to send the updated flyer, but
Okay.
Pastor Clark and the Legro family are joint visioning with us on the our tent giveaway, our second annual tent drive. They were with us last year and gonna be with us again this year, handing out toiletries, different things that they need that the homeless community may need. And so we're gonna and then we also have what's the church? Is it Oak Grove?
New Sardis.
New Sardis. And then we're gonna get with Reverend Redwell too to see Pastor Redwell to see what they're gonna do. So thank you guys again for joining us today. We appreciate you guys. We will see you guys Monday morning, same bad time.
Same bad place.
Too many hats.
Let's talk about it.
The 2 Minute Hats Podcast with your host with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock Dead P. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. 2 Minute Hats Podcast.